said, which I don't know whether they are true or not. But after that, the boys were taken that very day to prison. As me, I was a lady, the only lady there. I stayed in Mbale police station for a week. I was but being in that prison, in the police station cells, I was tortured. I was beaten, whereby I reached the extent where also the fellow police workers of police could argue with the person who used to torture me, yet he was a man. But I thank God, Uganda had elections on 14th. I was transferred to Mbale prison on the 13th, whereby I reached to Mbale prison. Sorry, it was Tororo prison. You excuse me for that error. It was Tororo prison, where I was taken to Tororo prison. When I reached to Tororo prison, it was very, very, very harsh times for me and days, because I was also tortured. When I went there, I was given some injections. They were free, and they were by force, because they could get me like three prison workers, and they gave me those injections, which I don't know in my life whether I will be safe or not, whether I will live for years and or not. It's only God is said. But it was a very hard moment for us, and for me, especially me being a lady, being tortured up to that extent. And say, since from the campaigns, our life isn't good, because they wanted to arrest us from the campaign time, from the beginning of the time. For all the days, they used to see our lives on Facebook, where life wasn't good at all. And from today, our life changed, because we get threatening calls that they were going to arrest us. We get threatening messages that they want us, and some of our comrades are being abducted. I thank God that I haven't been abducted. I don't know whether it will come to me or not. So our comrades who come out, they say, some of them I get a chance of seeing them. They say, Shaun, those people need you, but they're saying, how can they get you? But I thank God that I'm still out. You will ask me personally, I can't get a good sleep, because you can even just see from the time I went out of the prison, my life wasn't good at all. I spent like 2 to 3 weeks without sleeping to my place, because they could monitor us, and they could come to our places where we sleep. But there are days my neighbors could call me and say, there are some men who came here looking for you, saying, but just show them for us, we don't know you, and we don't know where you stay. They could say, where is this people power girl? We are looking for her, you say. They could say very many things, but for him, for her, for them, they could tell them. For us, we don't know her, that the person that we are talking, they could come with my photos and tell him, for us, we don't know her. She doesn't stay here. Maybe you go to their side, but she's not here. That's how I've tried to survive for some time. Even up to now, you can be sleeping in your house and hear somebody knocking at the door and say, today I'm finished. But it's God's favor that has maybe surrounded my life and my family. For my family, I don't give enough time for my kids right now, because you are on and off. You can say today you sleep in your house, like again for 2 days, don't stay there. So my kids sometimes miss me, but I have to keep on going, because I entered into the struggle knowing what the outcomes will be. So I have to keep on changing. And I left sometimes my kids say, Mommy, we miss you, but I have to continue with the change, because I want democracy. in Uganda. I need freedom in Uganda. So I can't give up, even though my life is in danger. How has it affected your life? It means mentally, we are mentally disturbed, our cancer, because we think a lot. And sometimes you get and you pinch yourself and you say, is it me who is still alive? Because I remember what we went through during the struggle. I remember our life wasn't good.
It's incredible. That is incredible. She's a mother.
Yeah.
She chose to get into the struggle, and her kids are being affected in that they don't know when they're going to see their mother anymore. She was arrested, taken into these torture chambers, tortured by men. She was the only woman in the group that was arrested at the time. She was tortured by men, and somehow miraculously found a way of escape. And now she's still on the run from from being arrested. There's still the threat at any given point in time that this can be repeated all over again.
Yeah, thank you, Judy. Very, very, very touching story from our first guest. And Judy, the reason, according to the Ugandan authorities, the reason why they were arresting this Kalangala batch of people, the people who were on the campaign trail of Bobby Wine, because the charge that they put is that these people were spreading COVID-19, and they were not observing social distancing. But the way they arrested them, the way they bundled them together, you could just see that it's the state that is really now violating.